You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hi, we are Enterprise Splaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I'm Jamie, and these are my co-hosts Maria.
Hello.
And Bill.
Hello.
And we have Scott Sigler back with us this week.
Hello, welcome. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, so just in case anybody's forgotten who you were since last week, who are you?
I am a sci-fi and horror author and a podcaster of my fiction, which I've been doing for 20 years. Anybody who wants to hear free stories every Sunday can go to their podcast client and search for Scott Sigler Slices, and that is me.
Mostly about butts.
There's an enormous amount of fiction about butts. You are correct, sir.
And balls, lots of balls, too.
Today our mission is a second contact. Last week, Scott told us what happened on the Star Trek Enterprise episode, The Crossing, sort of. And we have now all watched the episode, and boy, do we have some thoughts. But if you haven't listened to last week's episode, strongly recommend you go listen to that first, since this is a follow-up to last week. Plus, Scott's description of this episode was very... maybe not good
in certain ways.
It was good in a way. It was very, you should just go listen. You don't want to miss that. But before we get into the episode, I just want to remind everyone that we have merch available. We have extremely cute Porthos Appreciation Society shirts and Enterprise Splaining. I was like, what is the name of our podcast?
What is the name
Enterprise
of our podcast?
Splaining shirts available at esonetwork.com, and then click the link for the TeePublic store. All right, Scott, since you did the explainer last week, can you remind us what happened on the episode The Crossing?
Yes, I will give you a summary of the episode. When an enormous ship swallows the Enterprise, the crew finds themselves dealing with non-corporeal entities who want to borrow their bodies. After Trip gets possessed, gets super high, and has the mega munchies, the Wisps decide to ramp up their borrowing and take over the rest of the crew. Random English dude hits on T'Pau. His pickup game is atrocious. T'Pau walks like she has lobster claws and doesn't know how to use her arms. Dr. Phlox gets into a bitchin' karate fight, then decides to knock everyone the fuck out with a hypno spray, because apparently a good old-fashioned dose of carbon dioxide is enough to kick an alien out of your body.
Thank you so much. That was perfect. Yeah, I don't know who wants to start. Well, actually, you know what? Since I'm hosting, I'm gonna start.
Yeah,
You start. I am ready to defend my thesis, Doctor. Let's go.
I felt like your description of this episode was a little more form than function. Everything you said definitely happened, and yet I somehow could not understand the plot when you said it. Watching it, I was like, oh, I see how this all fits together now. But your interpretation of it was, I think, better than the episode itself.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Watching the episode almost became a little boring. But it was also like better because of your description. I kept having to stop the show to tell Eric, like, oh, Scott explained this scene like this. Because I wanted him to know.
I just want to get this out in front. Poor Dominic Keating. Man. This fucking guy.
Scott, that's Malcolm, the British guy.
That's Random English dude? Okay, got it.
This poor fucking guy. He cannot catch a break on this show.
When you need someone creepy and Phlox isn't available, let's bring in Malcolm.
Why was he the only one that, when possessed, just like wanted to fuck?
Exactly.
No, it didn't happen to anybody else. Nobody else got like super horny when they were possessed by the Wisp.
The writers have it in for this character. And
They want everyone to understand how much Malcolm wants to fuck.
And wants to fuck women. It's the problem.
Women.
They're so scared that people will think Malcolm's gay since Malcolm is so obviously gay that they have to take any excuse to remind us, no. Even when he is possessed by a wisp, he only wants to fuck ladies.
Also,
Yes.
100% better if this is the reverse. And I understand for plot reasons, T'Pol needs to be able to resist this. 100% better if this is Hoshi or T'Pol coming onto Malcolm, and we get the Malcolm horrified by this situation.
Yeah, that would have been a fun change. Of
Or
pace.
Hoshi, even.
Yeah.
Like, they could have done that with Hoshi, and it would have been really fun.
Do you remember when Hoshi dropped into his room topless? The horrified look on Malcolm's face. 100% better, but oh god, Malcolm, and God bless him for doing the yeoman's work on this. So that's my first thought.
My first note was, I love it when Kapow is in charge. By the way, that's all I'm calling her from now on.
It's T'Pol, Kapow, T-Pang.
Tipo, yeah.
Our first episode that we did, I called her DePaul the whole time, like the university.
DePaul. We did not catch up on that until you pointed
Yeah.
it out.
I did not realize that her name was T'Pol until later when I saw it written down. It is a confusing name when you just hear it.
Right.
There were so many weird things about this episode. Like, I didn't understand anything about how these things worked, which I guess is fine. But, like, the ship gets swallowed, all the engines are down, nothing is working except for life support, but the shuttle pods are fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like they had to take the shuttle pod out just to like bring it down like 100 feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't even clear to me that there was like real gravity in there. I feel like they could have just floated out of the Enterprise and it probably would have been fine.
Well, here's the other thing. These are beings, they say they live in subspace, but they have a physical starship that they have to
Physical
travel in.
That was the next thing on my list. Why?
Yeah. That's a fucking good point, man.
Because initially I was like, well, maybe that's what they do. They like have to come in and like bring people in. That's the way they grab people to take them over. But that didn't seem to be the case.
No, it seemed like this was kind of their first time even doing it. They seemed to be not used to it. Because didn't they say that it was just because their ship broke down and now they were all going to like die if they didn't like take corporeal form? or
They live in
something?
subspace.
Why can they not live in space? If the ship broke down, who built it in the first place that they can't fix it?
Well, they're non-corporeal, so they clearly
But then how
can't
did
do
they
anything.
build it?
Okay, well, good. It's a good thing Scott is here. This makes more sense if it is literally an alien situation where they go into the ship and they find like the sculpture, the thing that in Alien that they find, the pilot that was like frozen
Yes,
thing.
correct.
That makes more sense if they found another alien race and took them over, and all of them are dead now.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah. Also, it could be they do live in a non-corporeal space, but can surface like a submarine, slip into this corporeal dimension
Right.
for when they want to, face rape people who randomly pass by. I don't know.
But they literally say these aliens cannot. That's why quote unquote, killing the crew makes sense. Is because these aliens cannot live in space. They have to go back. Also, killing the
Yes.
crew.
Yeah.
How does the crew get back? Know to come back because they're off on Topanga Island.
Great point.
They didn't kill them. They just made them unconscious, which then I was like, well, if being unconscious is like the same thing as being dead and then the wisp has to leave your body, they could have just waited till everybody fell asleep.
Good point.
I think that they were sensing that the body was dying. So if the body dies while they're in it, they die. It doesn't make sense.
No.
But my point is, how does the spirit? Because Trip came back after but it sounded like Trip was having a good time. So
Because the wisp went in him and then went, because it would come in and then come out blue, but then it would go in and come out yellow. And when the wisp turned yellow, you were back to your regular
He was in the
body.
spirit world, man. He was in the spirit world.
it wasn't like the spirit was repressed. It was like, okay, we're gonna kill all these bodies. Hopefully, all the human spirits come back. Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very strange.
And I'm so confused about the Freaky Friday thing because the humans that spirits were going into the wisp form, but then they didn't seem to like remember like going around in wisp form.
No.
They just came back and had like weird memories of
they hallucinated some shit.
Yeah, hallucinations that Trip insisted was real. When they're like, "Oh, Trip, you were hallucinating." He's like, "No, dude.
No.
I was in
there,
Florida.
bro.
It was real."
I was 100% running around with fucking Hopalong Cassidy or whatever it was.
That was the great thing about Scott's description. Is Trip is 100,000% stoned out of his mind on both sides. When the alien is in his body saying, "This bread tastes amazing," which, by the way, first flight pod predictions, Trip tastes bread, and it is the most amazing things he's ever had. She was like, "Have you ever had bread? It's amazing." And then when Trip comes back, he's like, "No, man, I was really there. You need to explore and open your perception."
Makes me wonder if they had an earlier draft of this and they were going to show some of this and like, we don't have a budget. We got to cut the cowboy shit. It's not going to work out.
That's a common sentiment on this show.
I did, while we're talking about Trip and bread, I did take a photograph of the screen when Trip had his smorgasbord in front of him so that we could talk about all of the food that was there.
I didn't even there was so much weird stuff in this episode that I can't believe I didn't pay attention to the food.
There was spaghetti and meatballs with some broccoli.
Love it.
There was a chili dog.
Yeah.
A half-eaten chili dog.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. It looked like a hot dog with cheese on it, so I'm assuming it was some sort of chili dog. There was fried chicken with some sort of veggies that I couldn't quite tell. Maybe mashed potatoes.
Man, Chef Dorothy was busy.
Maybe macaroni and cheese. There was a salad that looked untouched.
Sure.
And then there was obviously the ice cream, and then there was some other thing that I couldn't quite tell what it was because it was
bread,
kind of
man.
behind.
And he had the bread.
And the bread, of course. And then he had 2 drinks, like a little something red that maybe was like tomato juice, and then an orange juice of some kind.
I love that also on the ship, Chef had to make all these things for him.
Right, there's no reclinator. He just had to make all of that shit. Or maybe it was in the little vending machine thing that they have.
Good work from Connor Trenier, both as the alien and
as
coming
always.
back. He's one of the things I like, and there was a lot of stuff I liked about this episode. Like, this was a fucking wild episode, but
I loved this episode.
I liked
this
episode
it was fun.
a lot. Good stuff from Connor Trenier, both playing the alien beginning. I like the fact that it started with the answer. There wasn't a discovery. It was like, these are aliens. They are taking us over.
Yeah.
But I like that they presented themselves as non-threatening at the beginning. It's like, we're just explorers. We just want to explore.
This is
you
real
should
cool.
You should try
we're
it,
gonna
man.
open your mind.
Take this mushroom. It's really going to expand your mind.
But Archer bothers me so, because in the beginning there wasn't really a reason. I can understand being a little bit distrustful because you don't know them. But sure. Archer was immediately like, they're out, they're doing something bad. I know it. They're being aggressive, and T'Pol
didn't bother me. I mean, I understood that.
I mean, it is very Archer, but T'Pol was the one that had to be like, have a little bit of an open mind. Like, yeah, maybe. Like, I agree, we need to be careful, but they could just be telling the truth. Like, the idea that Archer is. His job is to be the first human to go out to these parts of space. He's going to be encountering things that humans could never even have dreamed of. And he has no curiosity. He's immediately like, I don't understand it, and therefore bad.
Yeah, I think the fact that they got eaten was a big part of that problem, though, right? They were like, they got eaten and lost all power. Like, that's not ideal.
No.
And I understand both sides of that.
But then even after it was like, it went in trip, but then immediately left and then let them go.
Right.
And even then T'Pol points this out that like they just didn't understand. And he's like, I don't know. And then the show always has to take Archer's side because it's like, you've mentioned his like gut, where it's always like Archer's gut's always right.
Always
and T'Pol's gut is always wrong. T'Pol always has to be wrong, even though, and I just feel like even if it ended up this way, T'Pol was the one in the right, being like, yes, we do still need to be careful, but like let's consider that maybe they're telling the truth. With Archer, it only trust people immediately if they're like those creepy broy Vulcan dudes. Like if they're a broy dude, he's immediately like, T'Pol, I don't know why you don't trust them. I love them. Fine.
Why didn't the aliens take over Porthos? Why didn't we get to see where Porthos is talking to Archer?
So mad.
Why didn't the aliens take over Archer? They're intelligent enough to have a spacecraft, to understand a command structure.
Great point. They knew if they had done that, it would have been done. And did they even try to take over T'Pol? Oh yeah, I guess they did.
No, they did. That was the big turning point.
Yeah, that was at the end. There were two things there's one thing that I couldn't stop laughing. When Malcolm first gets attacked by the Wisp.
Jesus Christ, Malcolm.
He goes running, and I laughed so hard.
No.
And he's like, ugh.
His first response is not to run. When he sees it, he grabs a phaser and shoots at it in the armory.
Yeah.
Also, you cannot shoot a non-corporeal form. Like, that is not going to do anything, Malcolm.
Everything about that scene made me laugh so hard.
The way he was like, I feel like they're trying to make him out to be like, he's like good at fighting or whatever, but he looks ridiculous.
He looks so ridiculous.
Also, the security controls for the lethal weapons in the Enterprise were quite lacking. Again, a Wisp could have taken him over, grabbed a gun, and problem solved.
Yeah.
Everybody's dead.
I mean, yeah, the Wisp did take him over. I don't know why they didn't do more, you know?
The Wisp were not that smart. When they took people over, it was so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't seem to have any information or be able to access anything from the people's, like, memories.
Right.
Because when they took over, because there was the one where, like,
That's a good
Trip
point.
was asking the one guy in engineering. Maybe it was
Rostov!
Rostov.
Rostov is back!
Yeah, Rostov was back.
Rostov is back!
I was excited about Rostov, but I did not know it was him until they said his name. We could see this guy could be in every single episode of Enterprise, and I would not know except when they say his name.
Wow.
Yeah, Scott, that is a reoccurring character.
Okay.
But truly, every time he's on, I don't know who he is. I don't know for this, it was a whole scene, did not know it was him.
Right.
And then they're like, Rostov was taken over, and I'm like, that was Rostov?
That was Rostov!
He's just so, like, average white dude looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he also just, we only see him when he's taken over by some substance, because he was Cocaine Cave, right?
He was the Cocaine Cave.
And
Okay,
the Jizz Monster.
The Jizz Monster,
He
right?
was also the pilot on the Risa episode.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was
Yeah, I
him. Because I
forgot
think they
that.
don't say his name in that one.
No.
But here's, with Rostov, when he was taken over, Trip asked him to, like, do something, and he goes, I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because he clearly, like, didn't have any of Rostov's memories or anything. So that's why they were so bad at hiding.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that took over Trip, like, somehow figured out enough to be, because I think maybe it had been in his body long enough to be able to figure out how to hide. But nobody else was, like, chill about it. Like, once the Wisp took over, they acted totally wispy.
Yeah.
They had Wisp personality.
It was a Body Snatchers episode. I want to say, in praise of this episode, moon music and camera work, fantastic. Like, we've watched so many of these episodes where it's just like flat camera work, but they were doing the work. Like, a lot of close-ups, a lot of moving camera work, and the music was like really sinister throughout it. So that really helped set the mood.
I liked a lot of I liked the ship design. I thought the ship that swallowed them was really cool looking. The big kind of metal manta ray kind of look to it. I like that a lot. I don't know if you guys noticed, but early on, Hoshi is trying to communicate or something. She has this giant white earpiece that I was like, that is awesome. Like,
yeah, it was very like TOS
Bluetooth headset. Yeah,
I thought it was okay. I wish they would have done something more like the original Trek, like
where it stuck out.
That huge, like bulbous, like
yeah.
Christmas tree ornament thing. But yeah, it looked too modern.
It looked sort of like a Bluetooth headset.
No, it was an over-the-ear wraparound thing as opposed to the...
which for 2002, I feel like that's definitely what they were trying to do, is make it look a little more modern.
But original series, it was like a Christmas tree ornament hanging off of your ear.
That's why her always had to have her hand on her ear, because that shit would fall right out. There's no strap or nothing.
Exactly.
John Billingsley, great work in this episode. Like, he was the utility player as always.
Scott, he's Phlox,
Okay.
the actor who plays Phlox. Oh yeah, he did great in this. He had a lot to do because of the whole, like, I guess it tried to take over him but couldn't.
Yeah.
And so because of that, he got like a whole bunch of stuff to do, which was really fun.
The one thing I didn't like was, like, they played this out very smartly. It's like the alien has taken over Hoshi. It's like, oh, I've broken her leg and she's in pain. And he's like, he takes a gun, which is a smart move. But then he scans her and then he says, there's nothing wrong with you. It's like, fucking stun her! Shoot her first! And then say, well, there was nothing wrong with her.
I was surprised he didn't take security. That scene was so good, by the way. Like, it was so creepy. The way Hoshi was, like, talking about Hoshi in third person because she was Wisp. And the way she's like, I accidentally hurt her.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It was such a creepy, weird scene. I loved it.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much we loved this. Might be the best episode of Enterprise we've seen.
No, I think
It's not the best, but it's a pretty for Enterprise. It was a pretty good episode.
It's a good episode.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It felt very Star Trek to me, which is rare for Enterprise. To your point, Bill, it would have been so fucking cool if he just scanned her and shot her.
Cold-blooded. It was like, there was nothing wrong with her.
Baller move from Phlox.
Yeah, because them fighting each other was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
Good episode. Everybody got to do something. Even Mayweather got knocked out. He tried to do something. Travis got to do something. He got knocked out.
Yeah, poor Travis getting punched in the face. He is always getting hurt.
Which one is Travis?
The black guy.
He's
The one who shut doors on the non-corporeal entities.
Yeah.
when he's running.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
got it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Malcolm tried that too, and it didn't work for Malcolm, but it did work for Travis, which was cool that he figured that out.
Because Travis went into the nacelle. Because they just had to use that catwalk set again. They were like, we built this whole set for the catwalk episode.
100%.
Yeah, and they're like, we have got to use it again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We made an entire set. We are using it in at least 2 episodes this season.
I have
So good.
one other note. There's a point where they're talking about, like, it's at the beginning of the episode, and they don't know what's going on quite yet. T'Pol says, I've spoken to a number of other officers, and they're concerned. There are other officers other than the bridge crew. That is a line from T'Pol. She is talking to Archer in his ready room.
It doesn't make sense because remember when they put Travis
Was in charge at some point.
Yeah, they put Travis in charge at some
I'm
point.
just telling you.
Even though he's an ensign.
There are more, other than the main characters that we've seen, there are other officers on the Enterprise.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Do they ever establish the full crew complement? Like, do you know how many people are on that ship within the show?
83, including Phlox. Not including the dog.
You're not going to get a whole lot more officers than what we've seen in that. I don't know, a couple here, but like chiefs and non-coms and shit.
The chain of command on this show is a topic of obsession with us.
Okay.
Yeah, because you'd think Trip is commander. You'd think he'd be second in command because he's the commander. But he's not. He's third because T'Pol is second in command, even though T'Pol is not even a member of Starfleet.
Which honestly is the right call, but it doesn't make any sense.
100%. When she was in charge in Canamar, everything went great on the ship.
Yeah, and when Trip was in charge one time, he couldn't
panicked.
even make a basic decision.
He did okay in that other episode.
When he was in charge during the diplomatic situation,
in Ceasefire, he did a good job.
Yeah, he did well there.
But when Malcolm was in charge, he, do not send a shuttle pod down. Prep a shuttle pod to send down.
He was the worst.
Oh, boy. What a journey.
Yeah, it was.
It's pretty fun.
I was so excited when they go to tactical. Every time they say tactical alert,
Me
I
too.
get so excited. And I go, every time they do it, I go, tactical alert, read alert. I get so excited every single time. Scott, they just invented tactical alerts like a couple episodes before.
Okay.
Tactical alerts had never existed in history before. And then they had an entire episode to invent it.
To invent a tactical alert?
Yeah.
It wasn't an entire episode. It was an episode in which it happened and was useful.
Well, good. I'm glad they put it
And
to
then
work.
somebody suggested they call it the read alert, which was fantastic. Which is an ongoing thing for us.
And then, the tiny hatches. I was so confused when you were talking about it, Scott, because I'm like, what are these tiny hatches? And then we did see tiny hatches, and we have never seen those before.
Oh.
So weird.
No idea where the tiny hatches came from.
Oh, my God. When Trip said, goodbye, Commander, and crawled into the hatch, I was like, did he just crawl into an incinerator? Is he dead?
Yeah, it was really confusing.
You know what? This answers two questions at once. The other officers you have not seen in the ship are little people, and that's how they get around.
Well, no, they're not, because when Trip was pregnant with an alien fetus, he was complaining that the safety bar on the elevator was too short for a small alien.
That's true.
So we're going to have you back
That's
to
true.
discuss the Enterprise treatment of a man getting pregnant by an alien.
Sounds great.
By the way, the elevator girl was just credited as female crewman
Ugh.
in the credits. She
Ugh.
doesn't even get a name.
The one the English dude was hitting on so hard?
Yeah. Yeah, that's harsh.
that they had to make up because there's only 2 named women on the show. There
Huh.
was a third named woman, but the actress died, so she's not back
harsh.
anymore. I liked her, the entomologist / doctor, doctor in training.
It probably would have been
It
her.
probably
Oh,
would
she
have.
would have totally fucked. Well, she would have fucked Malcolm had she known that there was an alien in her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah,
That is
dude.
it. That is a kink for some people.
If she'd known that Malcolm was with Malcolm, she would have definitely fucked her.
She
Yeah.
wanted
So
to
Scott,
fuck an
she
alien
had,
so
she
bad.
wanted to fuck an alien. She really tried with Phlox, but Phlox was not. He considered it and then was not interested.
Okay.
The book T'Pol was reading was so comically large.
It was
It was
Did you
so
guys
big.
figure out what it was?
I have no idea. But it also looked old. I was like, this book looked 150 years old. It was ancient. It was practically falling apart.
Mhm.
All the pages were yellowed.
Wow.
Yep.
I was like, where did she get this book? Did she take all these books with her when they first left? Even though she didn't even know she was coming on this journey. I wonder if she stole them from Pajam before it got to the
Yoink! I'll just take these. You're not gonna need them anymore. Yeah, that's the right.
After she
that's
realized,
now my headcanon.
You know what's going to happen? The Andorians are gonna bomb the fuck out of this place.
I'm just gonna take all this.
She probably traded a couple packs of smokes for him. That's how it works on a ship.
No, Trip took them, and it's like, I just picked these. They looked like they were in the waiting room. You mean the sacred library? I guess, maybe. Do you want these?
When Malcolm went into her room, we'd never seen those clothes before, her night clothes.
Mhm.
It was the hottest she has ever looked. Those clothes looked
They were-
so good on her.
She looked so good. However, that color, Steven was like, why is she in silk scrubs? Because it kind of looked like scrubs. That color was not.
I got zero complaints on the color of that outfit. I'm
Yeah,
not going to
no, I
lie. Zero
understand.
problems.
Also, she was clearly wearing an underwire bra with that outfit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
100%. Proud and loud, but I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying this was not.
Yeah.
She was
But
not about to go to
the
bed.
camera work in that scene, the close-ups on her lower back as the shirt's going up and stuff.
To Paul's work,
yeah.
and it's have you been drinking?
Yeah, I actually have that line written down. She delivered it so well. It was so funny. But why didn't she just Vulcan nerve pinch him? She should have just Vulcan nerve pinched him.
Sorry, T'Pol can definitely take Malcolm.
Oh,
That's not even a
100%.
question.
They made it look kind of like she was a little scared or a little.
Which I don't get because we have seen her fight and she is
she has zero reason to be
so badass.
Does she know how to use her arms when she fights, though?
There was a scene where she took down a trucker Vulcan, and she was doing jumping spin kicks, ankle locks, and then she put the fucking guy on the ground with a head, like a boot to the head. It was amazing.
Great.
She
That'd be
fucking
fun.
knows how to fight. And aren't Vulcans just generally stronger than humans
Yes.
in general? So
100%.
she had nothing, that was all kind of just made up for that scene to make it look like she was the, whatever, she was there was no danger to her.
She was
The
never
subtext was that she did know what was going on because she has seen people possessed in this.
Yes.
And she was just kind of riding it out and waiting because if she puts a beat down on him, she doesn't know how that's going to affect him with the wisp all up in his business.
that could be, I guess. But
Which is sort of, I felt like she knew fairly quickly that he was possessed, but I still think she could have just Vulcan nerve. We know she can Vulcan nerve pinch him. We've seen her do that already.
Okay.
That's not a thing that she hasn't done. So that's all she would have had to do.
We've seen her do it as a seduction move with the Ferengi guy. So anyway.
Yeah, we saw her do it to Phlox at one time when he was
Oh,
holding
yeah.
a scalpel and about
Yeah.
to cut into Travis's head.
So she's the ass whooper on the on the crew, so that
100%.
So she was just waiting to.
Made no
she
sense.
was watching and waiting to see what would happen.
That scene actually probably would have made more sense if it was Hoshi.
Into it. Hoshi coming in to seduce T'Pol? Yeah, okay. Are
Okay,
you
that too, but-
are you female?
Are you female?
Like, Scott, you mentioned T'Pol walking weird, and I was like confused because I'm like, I don't feel it. She definitely looks weird when she runs. I've seen that before, but then in this, she definitely walked weird, and we actually had to rewind because Eric was like, "Why is she walking weird?" And I'm like, "Yeah, she's walking weird." We had to rewind to watch it again, and the reason it looks weird is because she doesn't move her arms. They're stiff by her side. They don't swing.
Yeah.
The way your arms swing when you walk. She just held them stiff. I'm like, I don't understand why she was doing that.
There had to be some
Yeah.
kind of directorial thing, like
Something.
keep your hands inside the frame, lady. All right. I don't know. It was so strange to me though.
And she didn't walk like that in other scenes. There was just like 2 scenes that she did it.
Yeah.
It was very strange. One last thing. Very end. So again, the whole thing was these wisps. Their ship was broken, so they were kind of going out, and now they were going to die if they didn't go into somebody's body. That's what T'Pol figured out when it tried to take her over and failed. So for some reason, I guess I forgot that Scott told us how it ended. I couldn't remember how it ended. And I just assumed, like, okay, Trip is going to go fix their ship, and they're going to be like, I guess we don't have to take over you now because our ship is fixed. But no, they just, like, fucking blew it up.
One more genocide.
Another genocide.
In fairness, they were chasing them. They were getting away, and the aliens were coming in. So, self-defense.
It's the way they did not even try. They were just like, we're just going to blow the shit out of their ship.
Oh, I mean, sure they were chasing, but Archer knew what he was going to do from square one. He was just waiting for get these poltergeists out of my people, then we're going to run an exorcism and scatter their shit all over the universe. He knew what the fuck he wanted to do.
120 years later, the Trill are reading this history going, what the fuck?
Yeah, the whole Prime Directive didn't come into play too much.
Well, there was no Prime Directive.
Scott, someday they're going to invent some kind of directive. That having been said, we'd have a lot of fun. Good episode of this show.
Fun episode.
What was the line? Star Trek 6 Enterprise 10.
Star Trek 6 Enterprise 10 from Charles. All right, so now that we got, I always say that. I'm always like, now that we got that out of the way, out of the way, we can move on to our favorite segment, Memory Alpha. Memory Alpha is a segment where we talk about a funny page that I found on Memory Alpha. It's called Memory Alpha because the first time we did it, it was the Memory Alpha page for breast.
Okay.
So you're like, all right, I'm just going to go with this.
I can go with that conversation any day of the week. I'm fine.
Not breasts, but breast.
Singular. Okay.
Singular breast. We have talked in the past on this show about how Vulcans are always saying that certain things are emotions when we're like, that is not an emotion. Well, I decided to check that by looking at the Memory Alpha page for emotion.
Oh.
It starts with just a definition. An emotion or emotional state is a physical state which can either be a response to an external stimuli or the product of a memory. The state can either be positive or negative. In sentient species, the emotion can trigger a feeling. Emotions can be observed through facial expressions and body language. And that statement has references.
Of course.
To Star Trek episodes.
Of course.
Do you want to guess which Enterprise episode that we have seen would be a reference for emotions can be observed through facial expressions and body language?
Cocaine Cave. That was the most emotional episode that I can recall.
Unexpected. The one where Trip gets pregnant.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he was very emotional. Oh, all the hormones. All the hormones.
Oh, that's because all day I've been like, I don't understand what, but you're right. I think it was when he had all the hormones, he got all emotional. The episode where Trip gets pregnant was used mainly to be like, oh, ladies, they're so hormonal and emotional. And now it's funny because a man is getting hormonal. What if a man
acted like a woman from a 1950s sitcom episode?
It's so farcical and hysterical.
What if he ate a lot and wore a large shirt?
Did he cry? Did he cry?
Oh, did he cry? He
Oh my
cried. He complained. He was so worried about how it was going to affect his career because apparently in our beautiful utopian Star Trek future, women cannot have careers and babies.
You're out.
Childcare is not a thing.
Anyways, in addition to that, there is also a long list of emotional states. So I thought it might be fun if we looked up some of the things that have come up in this show as emotions, and we can check to see whether or not they're emotions. So, Maria Bill, what questionable
Number one.
emotions?
Loyalty.
Number one, loyalty. Loyalty is an emotion.
So, loyalty is on the list. It is
Loyalty is
officially
not an emotion.
How is loyalty an emotion?
I clicked on the loyalty page in Memory Alpha, and it says loyalty was a quality of being faithful to someone or something else.
Yeah, not an emotion.
That's it. But it says it's in emotion. It's in the emotion category on Memory Alpha. So
Bizarre.
Memory Alpha says loyalty is an emotion. Any others that you guys remember?
From Enterprise? No.
Yeah.
I only remember the jokes at this point. I remember saying logic is an emotion, which was one of our episode titles. I remember was having a hero being an emotion.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to look that up because it's not.
Arrogance? Was arrogance an emotion?
Arrogance was one of them. So I looked it up. Not on the list. Arrogance, not an emotion. Take that to Paul.
There's some point where Saval asks to Paul while she's still on there, and she says, "I find the work gratifying," or I find the work, and he says that's an emotional indulgence or something like that. But
gratification.
Gratification. That's the thing. Like the actual.
Gratitude is on the list. An emotion, which I agree with.
That's an emotion. Yeah, I think so. Because that gratitude is something you feel due to the actions of another.
Gratification I can
but
buy,
that's
I suppose.
Justified, like somebody has done something for you.
Yeah,
like there's that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there's logic behind. Like you can be proud of the work you've done.
Well, that's the double meaning of
I guess that's
pride.
still an emotion. That's all very.
Well, there's the double meaning
pride.
of pride, which is again, as we've discussed with the movie The Women, which Jamie brought up as a recommendation. Like the double meaning of pride, which is vanity versus pride in the work, like self-satisfaction in the work that you do.
Can you think of any others? I have a couple that
lay it on me.
For like a whole
lay it
week.
on me.
Yeah.
Curiosity.
Oh right, fucking curiosity! I got so mad about
Scott,
that.
Did you know Vulcans are not curious?
That's what they said in the show. They're fucking scientists, bro.
Vulcans are not curious, but are Vulcans bi-curious?
No, not on
Enterprise.
Vulcans are scientists, by and large. They are all about science.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I just want to say
so
curiosity on the list of emotions.
What?
Memory Alpha says curiosity is an emotion.
Well, if they're listing things, if they are listing things that Star Trek canon says are emotions,
I suppose, but
provide the link.
Citation needed.
Teach the controversy.
Another one was imagination. Remember, she was like, Vulcans don't imagine things.
These Melrose Place writers are fucking killing me.
Imagination not on the list.
Not
well, that's
an
good.
emotion.
Hard to imagine how they come up with warp drive if you don't have an imagination.
Knowing two things and coming up with
curiosity.
third things is an emotion. Fuck you.
And the last one that I could think of was distrust. I could have sworn that it came up at some point that like trust or distrust was an emotion. Distrust is on the list as an emotion.
That doesn't make sense.
I know. I agree.
No, that doesn't
I
make
agree.
sense at all. That makes no sense at all.
And trust also on the list as an emotion. I agree. Those don't feel like emotions to me, but Memory Alpha officially says emotions. Anyways, that is today's Memory Alpha.
Amazing work.
Excellent.
So we can move on to Read Alerts. That is READ for emails or anything we got from listeners.
I love that I have infected you with my mind virus of, no, we need to make this shittier and dumber and then explain why we're doing this.
Every time we have to
It
explain.
doesn't make sense why
Bill-
we call it Read Alert until we explain that we're pronouncing or we're spelling it R-E-A-D.
Bill's explanations are an emotion.
So this is the same email from before. This is the last one we're going to do on this. Nicole that sent us the super, super long email that I've split up into pieces.
Mhm.
At the end of her email, she sent us some recommendations for us.
Oh.
Right.
The first one was something called Other Space, a short 8-episode series, kind of like Red Dwarf, but American and from the 2010s.
Other Space is amazing. It was produced by Paul Feig. It has Trace Beaulieu. And basically, it's a young crew who is assigned to a starship. They get transferred to. They accidentally end up in another universe. It's a very funny short 8-episode series. Very funny. I have seen this entire series. I heartily recommend people check this out. I think it premiered on like Yahoo, so it's completely disappeared, but is well worth your time. So Other Space, yes.
Yeah. Joel Hodgson's in it too.
Is it probably on YouTube somewhere?
I don't even know. You can watch it, but I liked it. So
Cool.
The next one is the YouTube channel Lab Muffin Beauty Science, which she said is sponsored by the fact that we talked about sulfates, how we should avoid sulfates in shampoo. It is a cosmetic chemist science communicator who debunks beauty claims, like BS beauty claims. I actually am a big fan of Lab Muffin Beauty Science. I've been reading it for many, many, many years. So
Cool.
I second that recommendation. The third one was Dungeon Crawler Carl. Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah.
I just started that series based on Scott's recommendation, actually, and I'm listening to the first book and love it. Love it.
Fantastic.
Wait, what is it?
It is a post-apocalyptic story. It's not spoilery. Aliens come down and basically squash all the buildings on Earth, and only people who happen to be outside at the time survive, and all of those survivors are put into a dungeon where they fight for their lives against various monsters, etc., as the rest of the galaxy watches on TV. And it's a big commentary on fandom, and there's a little bit of classism in there too, but mostly it's just poop jokes throughout. And a talking cat that's absolutely fantastic.
I do love a cat.
Yeah, there's a talking cat. Like
The
you love
author
it.
is Matt Dinneman, and it's just this series blew up on Audible and has then moved from Audible into print. I think it's a 7-book series, and I think this last book has actually come out. I've just finished book 5. It's great.
Cool. Yeah, it's basically like they're in a video game or a Dungeons and Dragons scenario.
That sounds really fun.
It's really fun. Really, really fun.
There's elements of, the Long Walk or Hunger Games or anywhere where people are watching stuff from a distance.
Yeah.
But this is basically the survivors of the entire human race are put into this, and the body count goes from millions down to hundreds of thousands and gradually progresses. And Carl is not having it at all. So it's great.
And then next, she recommended Fire Island, the Pride and Prejudice, but gay men on Fire Island. And I just want to say that it was an actual recommendation. I have recommended Fire Island before. It's just that I did it as part of the one where I recommended watching all the Pride and Prejudice adaptations. And that was one that I did call out on that episode. But yeah, very, very, very good. Fire Island. I also recommend it. And then her last one was Kit Porsche Lafort, which she says may be an unhinged recommendation. She says it is a gay Thai mafia drama with high production value.
So it's between Kit the car from Knight Rider and Porsche, the Porsche Manufacturing Corporation. No, I'm sorry.
Sounds amazing.
I feel like I need to ask a friend of the show, Andy, who we had on our Shuttlepod 1 episode, because I know that she likes some gay Thai drama.
Mm-hmm.
And I would bet anything that she has seen this. But
I I spent so much time editing down her recommendation from like 20 minutes down to 4. I remember doing that. Like she laid out the entire like, this is a 200 chapter. It's like
amazing.
But yeah, she enjoyed it a lot.
But Nicole says that this particular show, Kin Porche Lafort, has a lot of tonal whiplash between some episodes. Just wants to like warn. But I will be putting this on my list because that sounds amazing. Also, we got a message from Natalie in a long time ago for people listening to this, but last week for us, we asked listeners to send us their more inclusive racial epithets for humans. I forgot about that.
The background on this is that in the show, the Andorians insist on calling the humans pink skins, and we were like, not all humans have pink skins. That's bullshit.
Not even on the show, bro.
Jamie was upset by this. It was the most Jamie shit in the world.
Again, I just think that their racial epithet should be more inclusive. So,
Agreed.
Natalie sent us an idea. Hers was smooth heads, because that would like include, in fact, most Trek species. Since most Trek species have bumpy heads, they could call humans smooth heads. So, yeah, and then she said Vulcans could call humans smooth ears.
You could go Buckaroo Banzai route and call them all monkeys, but that will also cause its own set of issues.
Exactly.
But,
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
very good.
finally, the last time we talked about Shran, we were wondering what the purpose of their antennae were. Maria, and you were like, someone must know.
Yes!
I believe was an actual quote that you said.
I'm sure there's a 14-part book series about this.
Right?
Yeah. So Dax on Blue Sky, a friend of the pod, Dax, who
their penises
runs the
their sex organs
at Vulcan Science account. No, but what I love about this, it wasn't just that they sent us what the answer was. They linked to their own post about this from 6 months ago.
Lovely.
It was from 6 months ago, and it said Andorian antennae serve as equilibrium regulators and sensory amplifiers, and the loss of their antenna disrupts balance, but regeneration occurs within 9 months, so they can regrow their antenna.
Oh, cool.
Cool. That's handy.
Interesting.
So they use them for they're like whiskers. They use them for balance.
They're like the inner ear.
I guess, like sensory amplifiers.
Okay.
Yeah, their inner ear is external instead of internal, perhaps.
Hot. Into it.
And then they write, the Vulcan Science Directorate recommends the High Command strategic targeting of antennae in combat scenarios.
Of course they do. Fucking Vulcans.
So that is it for today's read alerts.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Probably the best read alert we've had.
Yeah, so good.
And that was the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Next week, Maria is going to be telling us about the episode Judgment.
Oh boy.
Scott, thank you so much for coming back.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Scott.
Yep.
Can you remind everybody where they can find you and your books and your podcast?
You can find all the info about me at scottsigler.com or search for my name, Scott Sigler, Sigler, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, etc. And probably the best place is to subscribe to my podcast. You can get that at scottsigler.com/subscribe or search for Scott Sigler in any of your podcast clients. We are just finishing up Slay Season 3, which is a bit of a dungeon crawler Carl-esque type story.
Oh, yes.
And you got 3 whole seasons, 119 episodes that you can get caught up on that. All free, ad-supported. It's a good time.
Super fun.
Scott Sigler plus novels plus butts.
Plus butts. Yes. Probably you should also search for fart jokes as well, just to be sure.
Just in general, search for fart jokes. It's just fun.
Special thanks to K.O. Myers at Particulate Media, our now producer, since we promoted him. To our friends David for our beautiful cover art, and to John Stephen King for being the voice of our computer. If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice. Tell your friends about it. We really appreciate it. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook as @EnterpriseSplaining and on Blue Sky as @EnterpriseSplain. You can email us any comments or questions, such as, where would you go on your mind vacation if you got Freaky Friday'd by a wisp? To enterprisesplaining@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. If you want to support this podcast, you can also find us at Buy Me a Coffee as Enterprise Splaining. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, I want an Enterprise court scene with like a judge. Like, I want some Star Trek legal drama. I'm hoping for it so much. I see Maria smiling because I know for a fact that Maria's already watched this episode and you know what's coming, but I don't. And I just want this. I need a good Enterprise court scene so badly. So fingers crossed for that one.
All right.
We have a weekly podcast called Earth Station Trek where we talk about Star Trek. So we'll go live on Thursday evenings on YouTube, and then it's available after the fact as a podcast, either talking about the latest Star Trek episode or a legacy Star Trek topic.
We have been doing this podcast for 4 years now.
This is the first true Earth Station Trek live panel.
This is so exciting.
Yeah.
This is a milestone. Hi.
Your mics are really loud, and we're doing the panel on the other side.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay. We'll be quiet. Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for being quiet.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping for the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.